my rule of thumb is your heart is smarter than your brain. You got to trust that more than anything. And sometimes you can't get there until you fail your ass off.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started. Be it, babe. This is for you. This episode is for you. I mean, they're all for you, but this one I've been waiting for since the day I met this man. I was like, no way, no freaking way. This is real. And it is real and the reason I know is because before I met this guy, have been trying to do this with my business and going through some of the hoops that do it. And I think he just made it even easier. So Matthew Lesko is our guest. He is a wonderful, brilliant, hilariously honest man with so much love. And he is all the websites, all the keys to all the kingdom to helping you get the money assistance you need, like free money. But then he even tells you how you can get better money. So I know that can sound like an infomercial. I know that can sound like it's too good to be true. I promise you that you do have some hoops to jump through, but I want you to have everything you need. And I know some of you have debt that's holding you back, or you need money to make this idea happen, or you need the job training to make this idea happen. And literally in this episode, he's going to give you URLs that could help you do that. And if you want accountability community, he has that for you as well. So Matthew Lesko is our guest. You're gonna want to have a pen and paper for when he starts doing these, but we'll have the links in the show notes, so just check the show notes. All right. Thank you, Matthew Lesko. You are amazing, y'all. Here he is. All right, Be It Babe. I am super excited. First of all, if you're not watching this on YouTube, you're going to want to see the man that's in front of me, because he has never let me down. The two times I've seen him, he has the best suits on, the best glasses on, the most gorgeous hair. Matthew Lesko, can you tell everyone who you are and what you rock at?
Matthew Lesko, what I rock at, boy, I just struggle. That's what rocking is, man. It takes work to get through this shit. Everybody thinks there's some formula. No, there's no formula. You're guessing your ass off every day and hoping something works. The only thing you need is energy to do stuff, because the more stuff you do, because anything, you get some plan about what to do in life, and that's not going to work. Don't worry about it. I mean, you could try, maybe a little bit there you could do, but you got to figure your own shit out. But help could help you just at least get you a little bit on the way. But yeah, that's what it is. We all struggle, and the experts want to make a lot of money to try to convince you they know the secret to life. Nah, they don't know what the fuck to do with their own life, And so maybe you could glean little items to open your mind a little bit more. But really, life is trying something and failing. It's like, if you're going to do something new in life, that's like learning to walk, or learning to ride a bike. You're going to fall on your ass a lot. That's what I think your loved ones are your worst enemy, because they say, don't do that, you're going to fail. Yes, you are. You're gonna run into, there'll be bumps in the road. You're gonna fail at something, and you just keep fucking going because you want to do that. So that's why I think the key in life is not knowing exactly what to do, because nobody really knows, and you have to figure that out. That's a trial and error. And what you have to do is you use your brain as little as possible. And you follow your heart as much as you can. Yeah. I mean, you got to have the brain part, so you don't fall off a cliff and do something really fucking stupid. But the way to get anything done is your heart has to be in it. I mean, whether it's professional life or personal life, man, if your heart and soul is not there, you're not going to make it happen. Because it's going to be a pain in the ass. And you're going to leave on the second time it's a pain in the ass, or maybe the third time it's a pain in the ass.
Or some people the first time, because they think it should be easier. Right. Or I've heard people say, oh, this is a sign I'm not supposed to do it. It's like, no.
No, that's a sign of human.
Yeah. I mean, Like, everyone has obstacles. I really appreciate this honesty. Thank you so much. Because it's true. Like, you know, while we're doing this, my husband's actually talking to some business owners that we're hoping to coach. And we
Uh,
tell them, they're like, okay, well, what's the template? Like, in 6 weeks, how much money am I going to make? And then we're like, anyone who's telling you that there's a you almost switch, yeah, like this, because they've had so many business coaches tell them, oh, you
oh,
follow this plan, you'll have 100K launch, you'll have this, da, da, da. But like, that's not how it works, because
yeah,
the
nothing
amount of
works out.
time you can put into this brilliant idea that you're passionate about is very different than the person next to you. The amount of
Right,
money you're coming into this brilliant idea with is very different. And then also the life that's around you, or if you have an audience for this idea already, or you have to build it first. Like, you can't, don't, I was like, the quickest thing to know that someone's lying to you is if they have a plan.
right.
Because what's the thing? Like, you have a plan and God laughs or something like that. Like, like, it's just, but it doesn't mean that there's not
Right.
options or ideas or good things that are out there. It's just that I think people think if I buy the plan, then that's going to be the thing that's going to get me there, as
Right.
opposed to starting with what you said, which is like, do you really want to
Yeah.
do it? And are you that passionate about it that you'll do it even if you
Yeah.
fail?
Right. Because you are going to fail. There are going to be bumps in the road, reasons to, not go forward. And that's when people quit, and then they try something else and they try something else. And that's why, even on a personal relationship, your heart, my rule of thumb is your heart is smarter than your brain. You got to trust that more than anything, and sometimes you can't get there until you fail your ass off. Then there's nothing left, and you know that you're special, but you have to find out what you're special in. That's the problem. We go to classes and experts and tell us that they're just giving you a clue. They don't know, because we're all so different. You're a rose and I'm a petunia, and how are you going to make a petunia into a rose?
And
No,
then
I got to
everyone
find.
tries to treat each other like they're a tulip, and no one wants to be
Right,
taller than the
exactly.
other, right? But you're really a rose and a petunia in a tulip field. But okay, so Matthew, I feel like you are like coming into our ears today and like giving us true honesty, but also like you clearly lived a life. And you've got this gorgeous white hair. So you've lived this life. And also, I don't think anyone like knows how to say this the way that you're saying it with so much honesty and love unless you've like lived through lives like you've lived through, because it takes time. It takes time to like
Oh
believe. So
man.
so tell
Oh,
can you tell us a little bit how you got like what you did before you became a petunia who's bestowing us on all this honesty?
well, God, I'm 81 years old, so I can't remember that far back. But I do, and it really struggled. I was never good at anything. That's why I just adore artists, because they know what the fuck they have to do. But if you can't sing, dance, or whatever, then you don't know what you're really supposed to do every day, and the rest of us have to figure that out.
Mhm.
But the longer I do that, the more I see, yes, we all are artists like that. It's something. We have to get up in the morning, and there's something inside of us that possesses us to do something, because you feel it's important, because you feel it's helping somebody. Like now at 81, I work harder now than ever before. It's not work. I haven't worked in 50 years. And part of it's having fun in the process. So what I was doing, I am failing through college and all that kind of thing. When the Navy, was a naval officer, a ship driver, came back. That was Vietnam. I got an MBA, started businesses that were failing. I had a software company in the 70s that were failing. I was a computer science professor, starting another business that failed. Just had a bunch of failures. And I started looking, wow, I'm failing, I'm not having fun, and I'm doing all this shit that maybe in 30, 40 years from now I'll have fun. Well, that's just crazy, because I'm not having any fun, and I'm not successful at it. And so what I did is sort of finally flipped it around. Have fun today.
Mm.
Because when you start having fun, that's a little contagious. Then also, if you're doing something that you feel you're having fun at, you'll work harder at. you hate playing basketball, but you love golf, you'll be on the golf course till they have to drag you off, and that's what happened. That's how you really learn. That's how you really grow. You're into something, you want to be there,
Yeah.
no matter what. And then when I start doing that, then I think the other thing is I find you have to look inside. Help may or may not be helpful outside, but you really have to be aware of what's inside you. Listen to that inside, because that's really the important stuff that's going to come out. And it's hard to listen to it because none of us know what the hell to do in life. We're all guessing,
Yeah.
And there's no empathy for that because the people coaches. You have to pretend so you can charge a lot of money for what you're guessing about, because that's what people want to hear, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's
I think, well, people are afraid to take risks because, I mean, you've lived a whole life. Like if you are putting your own money into something as an idea and it fails,
right.
The bills don't care. Right?
Exactly.
Like they don't care.
Right.
So like, like something that I had someone say, like, there's like 6 needs that we all have as humans: certainty and uncertainty.
Oh, I
Right?
thought you said sex needs.
Sex needs. Yes. 6 needs: certainty, uncertainty, love and connection.
Right.
I think one of them has to do with like significance, so like power. You mean something. Then we also need growth and contribution. The growth and contribution are more like choices. The other 4 you are like really needs. And I think like a lot of us don't want to take a risk on the thing that's on our heart that we know we're supposed to do unless we have certainty that it won't fail, because this job over here that we hate is paying the bills.
Right. Well, to me, you have to do both. You have to be responsible to yourself and the bills and everything. And then any waking hour extra you have is to concentrate on finding out what that is inside you. Because if you don't do that, life is so much harder. And boy, at 81, I am so fucking happy now. I can't believe it. And I never do. I lived this long, to tell you the truth. But I didn't know I'd have this much fun. I mean, I say to myself, God, if I knew being 81 was this much fun, I would have got here a lot fucking earlier, man. Why did I wait so long?
You are amazing, because my dad is 72, and I'm like, oh, and he's like now like older than any of the men in his family, right, that have ever lived. And so like where it was like, let's get him to 70, like the whole like, let's get to 72. No one's ever made it to 72. Like, let's see. And I was like, you're going to live to 100. You better watch out. He goes, I don't want to live to 100. But like, I think clearly the difference is attitude. Like you were like, you had that idea, like have fun today. And now clearly in being until you see it of have fun today, you were having so much fun at 81. You're like, I should have got here faster.
Exactly. Well, another thing that's really happened just the last few years too, is that most of men, I mean, your dad's 10 years younger than me or whatever. At least my life, most of it was trying to get stronger, faster, smarter. Well, at 80, none of that shit's going to get better. All that's going downhill. But what I figured out just a couple of years ago, more so, is that I could love harder. There's one thing I could do harder at any age. I could just love harder. And in my generation, I don't know if your dad's the same way, I couldn't even say that word.
Right.
Unless I married you.
Right. Right. No, I think that literally, I don't think he says he loves anyone except for his kids right now. So.
Yeah, exactly. I never heard it from my family even. And you know what changed me a lot? Were lesbians. I live in an apartment building here in 70. A lot of cool people, younger people usually. And there was a woman next to us, 11. We really got close. And she's my gateway drug to saying I love you to a woman. It was safe.
Yeah. Because it didn't mean anything. She didn't care. It's just like she loved being loved, but didn't take it the wrong way. That's so funny. I think
Yeah.
that I know it's really true. Like my one of my girlfriends, and I were just talking on the phone the other day, and she had like her father passed, and we end every phone call, "I love you," and I
Right.
think
Exactly.
and
Women do that.
yeah,
Men.
yeah. Well, we can change it. Okay,
Right.
so you are full of so much information. So as far as I mean, you are giving us so many good gems, and we can all love harder. But you actually are, I think maybe you actually are like the person who helps people. You are an expert in helping people
Yeah.
get money. So how did you get here, and what are we talking about? Because when I met you and you told me this, I was like, no freaking way. But then I said that about Pilates, and now I'm a Pilates instructor. So I so now it's like my sign when I go, no way. No fucking way. That's like some BS. No way. No one can do that. So can you tell us a little about what you do when you're not
Yeah.
just
I
loving on people?
it is by accident again. My business has failed, and so what you do is become a consultant. And so I'm a consultant, like a researcher at the time back in '70s for Fortune 500 companies that wanted to do stuff. And I was in Washington, so they wanted to get money to start businesses and buy companies and find out the market for stuff. So I was in Washington, and I'd go around Washington and find help for them.
Mhm.
And I find offices that give you money, offices that give you free uh, 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 um, reports on the markets for anything. Like I did one for Procter and Gamble on pasta, and I found a pasta expert in Washington who just spent $1 million on some study on what's the good and bad about pasta business and who makes money and where to get money. And so I'd take that stuff and I take the government's name off of it, put my name on it because nothing in the government is copyrighted. And I thank the department or whatever and sell it to them for thousands of dollars. They loved it. I mean, millionaires, and that's what I saw. I was making billionaires out of millionaires. I said, why doesn't the average person know about it? So
Yeah.
then I said, I want people, and that was my first successful business. So I was, very happy with that. But then to reach people on the street, had to do it with books. I couldn't charge $20,000 to do that. And so then you just sell books and through publicity and doing talk shows and stuff like that. And I've been doing that for a long time. But what I see, anybody can use it. The government, see, 40% of everything in our economy is are organizations that give you free money to solve a problem. Whether it's you need money to get out of debt, you need money to get rid of your bills and expenses. You need money to start a business. You need money to get an education or get a better job. You need money to buy a house or fix up your house. You need money for almost anything you want is there. Healthcare, free legal help. It's all in the government. I mean, I was finding a government grant the other day for you want to buy out your boss. $250,000 they'll give you in. This is Colorado to do that. Wisconsin will give you $250,000 to start a business as long as you stay there 15 years. I mean, just
What?
stuff like that.
I did know
Absolutely.
about Oklahoma. I think there was a thing where Oklahoma City was trying to get people to move there, so
Right.
you
Yeah,
would get it. You got like
that's true.
$20,000 put down on a place to live in Oklahoma
Exactly. Yeah.
City, and then they would give you $10,000 a year. And I was
Right.
like, and you had to, and all you had to do was stay for 2 years. So, and then you
Mhm.
could rent the house out or whatever. And I was like, 2 years, and I could own a property in Oklahoma City, and then I
Right.
could rent it out. Like, I work
Right.
for myself. Am I interested? And
Right.
going back to your heart, my heart wasn't in it. So I was like, that sounds like it's
Yeah.
not enough money for me. But that, I did know about that. So I didn't realize okay, this is so cool. So all these states have different stuff. You just have to know it
Right.
exists. The government has this. I think we
Right.
all just have to can we just take a brief moment? We are recording this 2 months into a shit show. Is there still going to be money for all of
Oh,
us?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, this is more show business that's going on. For the average person, it's all still there. The downside of all it still works. None of his stuff is legal yet. He just does it
Right.
and waits till somebody stops him. But what's important is that can you go online now? Let me show you something.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
go on to findhelp.org.
Findhelp.org. Findhelp.org. Okay.
Right. Okay, findhelp.org. Put in your zip code. I don't know what Vegas is. What's the OE on your hand?
Oh, it's part of my other hand tattoo. The other half is my husband,
Oh,
and he has the LV, so it's the love statue,
oh, I
the
see.
art. He's from Philly.
Are you
There we
there?
go. We're in. We're in.
Okay.
You're so smart, Matthew. You're like, you're not in the Okay, it doesn't like a VPN. So everyone, when you go to this, turn off your VPN, which is kind of like Hulu. It doesn't like your VPN
Yeah.
either. Okay, so I put in my zip code. Okay, there are 2,738 programs in Las Vegas, Nevada.
So these 2,700 programs, those programs are all from nonprofit agencies or government offices. That means they all give you money or free help. None of them will ever charge you a nickel for what they have. The government gives an average of $18,000 to every adult through programs like this every year. And that's me. And so you have 1,800 of them. And so, like, if you
2,700 of them.
2,700, okay.
Yes. Yes.
27. Yeah, incredible. I mean, and it's for anything. Look at the tabs on top.
Yeah,
Probably
there's tabs for food. There's which when you tab on that, it has like community gardens, emergency food pantries, meals, housing. There's 22 things in housing, goods. There's a ton of stuff in goods. Transit, they'll help you buy bus passes, health, money.
Go up in there's the little search bar on the left-hand side on top. Put in financial assistance.
Okay, here we go.
How many do you have there?
It's showing me 791 pages, and there's 10 listings on each page.
So
That's 7,000.
Most people are there to give you free financial assistance. Most of us say, well, we got to go to the bank or we got to rob a 7-Eleven or whatever. Yeah. And that's the options people don't know. That's why I think Google is ruining our country because everyone's going to Google and you can't find these in Google because they don't advertise.
Right. And they're not doing the SEO game. They don't have time for that.
Exactly.
So thank you for explaining that because I was just thinking like, oh, I've just like, a couple of years ago, my husband and I were trying to get a business loan for our business to help grow it. And we, of course, went to our bank and that we banked with since the dawn of my business. And I've always made more money every year. And they're like, no, you don't get any money from us because you're so small. We don't care about you. So then I Googled like small business and like nothing except for all these banks and credit. Like these people don't want me. I'm not banking with them. We had to we actually went to a WeBank event and that's how my husband found someone who wanted to like invest in our business. But like, this is really cool. So this okay, but like really, Matthew. So like a lot of this, there's stuff for people like for housing stuff. Well, I know there's one I'm saying like for people who have babies and NICU. This is amazing. So like, can I find financial assistance for my business idea, or is
not there though? Let me show you another website.
Okay.
Okay, SBA.gov. And then / and then local-assistance.
I see it. Okay.
But local-assistance, you get there?
Yep.
After there's a place in your zip code?
Yes, there is. And you can put a distance, and I'm just going to keep it small. Let's just see. It just says 25 miles.
Most of this stuff is remote anyway, so it doesn't matter where they are.
Yeah, there's like, it's telling me about the main off, the Las Vegas. This like the SBA of Las Vegas is like down the street from my house.
How many other places? Usually the non-SBA are better.
Okay, there's just in 25 miles, looks like I have about 15 options to go through. So, and that's just like that's just like the county. Yeah.
Every one of them are people that are there to help you find money and help you need to start or expand anything. So the best way to do it, and the way you do this to me, my advice is to call and make appointments with as many as you can. Everybody has different ideas about how to do things and whatever, and different sources and all that kind of stuff. But they're all there to help anybody who call to start their business, help you find money, help you find technical help, legal help, help you do your taxes, all for free, and it's or strategize for strategy. And one of the things I think is best too for someone like you, you're providing help to people as a service that see if the government buys that service. What's better from the government is not a grant, is really a contract. And you get a government contract, to sell your services to the government or from a what they do, they spend a lot of money teaching people how to start a business. So, like at your what's called the Career One Stop Center, you go. That's another thing for getting a job or things like that, or even starting a business. And they pay people to train people to help start a business. So you could be a contractor for somebody like that. Contracting is better than any kind of grant because you get that forever.
Yeah.
And it grows.
Yeah, we actually in the last year been working on certifying our business because like there's some contracts that you're more likely to get if you're a certified women-owned business or things like that.
Right.
But like I got to like look for some of these contracts, like websites for that, and it is insane how many government contracts are wanting to use. Like they're like,
Yeah.
we need like,
Exactly.
like the military is like, hey, we have a ton of people who want to do the military and they are not in shape. So the military is
Right.
looking for Pilates instructors or trainers or nutritionists to just help them with this
Right.
problem they have. And like the truth is that most of us don't know these things
Right.
exist. And we're the
Here's
ones
where to
without the
go
passion.
let me show you the best place for that.
Okay.
Now, you could use what I just gave you, and they would help you. There's a better place. It's called Apex Accelerators. APEX, and then I'll screw it up if I try to spell
It's okay.
accelerate.
Apex Accelerate. I know it's one of those words.
Yeah, and then but .us.
Okay.
Now that's a free service that just specializes in helping people get contracts.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Well, that's even more fun because then I don't have to learn how to do it.
exactly right.
Because it
They
can
help you
be
with
a
everything.
lot.
Right.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this is insane. You guys, you could put your zip code in. Okay.
Right.
And it says find an Apex accelerator near you. And guess what? There's one like it looks like it's right. Oh my gosh, it's like down the street from my my house.
Make an
That-
appointment as soon as you can. Yeah.
yeah, make an appointment. Okay, Matthew, this is amazing. First of all, you gave us more than I expected. Why do you do this? Why help all of us?
You just showed me why. Look at your excitement. Boy, if I could do that to somebody, that is just the nicest feeling in the world. Yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, to another human that could react to something I know, and that's like, my pair of socks or something. I don't even think I know it. But when I see you and you see that joy and that smile that I could do that to a human at 81, that's pretty special.
Well,
That's
well, then you're welcome. I promise you right now, Matthew, my husband is listening to this for the replay. So when he listens to that part, this is what he's gonna say. He's gonna go, my wife, and he's gonna shake his head. She's so humble. Okay. We're going to take a brief break and then we're going to find out how people can work with you on this because I have a feeling that like there's ways like that they could work more with you on this. All right, Matthew, because you just gave us and this is really great, but I actually do think that like, do you have a group or a place that people can get ongoing help? Because obviously you're not a recurring guest here. So, so they can re-listen to this episode for those like really amazing mantras you've given us, but like, how else can they work with you?
I got a service. It took me many years to figure out how I could create income. I like paying for my own way, And after people start buying reference books with the computers and a website, it took me a while. And so I started a newsletter. And then what it turned into is a community. So I have a community now of 15,000 people that help each other get these programs. See, and I only charge $20. I didn't want to charge thousands like I did. I want to get the information to people who really need this. Otherwise, helping millionaires become billionaires was really boring. The millionaires aren't much fun. All they care about is money.
Yeah, yeah.
And not much of the heart is there. But people really need it is more satisfying. So this is only $20 I charge for everything, unlimited help for $20, because members help. Like today, we'll have 4 or 5 Zoom calls with members taking questions on how they got the money. So you have actually members, how they got it, and they share it with you. Plus, and it became so profitable, I can't really fathom too much, is that we give out our own grants. We give out about 40% of all our money goes back to members and grants. So we give out like $40,000 to $70,000 every month back to members, in 4 different kind of grants. And that's, I mean, I really feel
I mean, you're
cool.
a badass. You're really cool, but you're like a badass. You're like, it's like not even Robin Hood because you're not taking from bad people. You're like actually like good people are paying in to help good people.
Whatever it is, but it seems like I thought you had to be Jeff Bezos or his ex-wife or something like that to be able to do this.
Yeah.
To give away, but it isn't. And I never thought I'd be able to do that, and that's really satisfying.
Well, this is, I mean, thank you. We're going to put the links to your group and everything below because the thing that I think keeps people from being it till they see it is oftentimes the affordability of it.
Right.
Like they get stuck in that.
Yeah.
And as a business owner, I have always reinvested in my business, but like the ability to grow it required some capital because you can't risk the savings account. And the IRS might not go after Jeff Bezos, but he certainly comes after me. So I have to pay my bill. I can't go, oh, it's coming. I'm doing a thing. I tried something new. So when I had a bank go, hey, here is this with this really, really, mine's not even free money, but you're talking about free money. Like I actually have been able to grow my business and we haven't touched the money. Just like having it there meant that we could like be a little riskier and it's paying off. So like I just know how impactful it's been for me. And my goodness, if I knew this 10 years ago, like I think we'd be in a different place, but I'm so grateful I got to meet you today. You have given us so much, some great talks, but I love to end every episode with bold, executable, intrinsic, or targeted steps people can take to be it till they see it. What do you have for us?
Well, I mean, it is if you want to do an idea, say if you want to start a nonprofit, you want to start a business, you want to start a business at your home, you want to be a freelancer, you have an invention to work on, you go to that sba.gov/ and then local -assistance, and you make an appointment. You make an appointment 1, 2, 3, or whatever. And you have to do that. Everybody wants to fill out an application and wait for the money. You can't do that because you don't know the application to fill out. You got to get experts and talk to experts who help people like you every day. And they're available for free, but they're not in Google. You can't use that. So you go, if it's for a professional, you go to sba.gov/ local assistance. If it's for education or job training, you go to careeronestop.org. That's another clearinghouse. And you put in your zip code to find a counselor to tell you about government money programs to help you train for a better job. So you want to get a skill to make better money and things like that. They'll help you with that. Okay. And then if you have financial problems, you go to hud.gov/counseling, HUD for HUD.gov/counseling. And you put in your zip code there and you get a free financial counselor, sit down and work out your debts, your bills, and all that stuff. So you don't carry that burden in the back of your head forever, and get that monkey off your back. And they'll do all that for free.
Oh my God. Matthew Lesko, thank you. Thank you. I thought of like 7 different people for each one of those email addresses. Like it's
Right.
just in my like phone, my contacts. And so you guys, I know you're gonna share this with a friend. I know you are, because like I think where I do hear people going, it can't be that easy. It's not gonna be easy. I'm
No, it's
sure
not.
you're gonna have to fill out paperwork. You have to make these
Right.
appointments, you have to take the steps,
Right.
but it's
Right.
there. It's
Exactly.
there. And because so few people will take the steps and do the thing, like you're not in a huge competition. So you know what, babe? Share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Thank you, Matthew Lesko. Go check out his group. Go check out what he's doing, and then report back. Let us know what you were able to do with it. Let us know what grant you did, or what website you did, or how it helped your friend. Because I think it'll make Matthew Lesko's day.
Let me see a smile.
Yeah. Y'all, you know what to do. Until next time, be it till you see it. That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day. Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network. If you want to leave us a message or a question that we might read on another episode, you can text us at +1 310 905 5534 or send a DM on Instagram at BeItPod.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell.
It is transcribed, produced, and edited by the Epic team at Disenyo.co.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all of our content to our website. And finally, to Meredith Root for keeping us all on point and on time.